Want a live interview with Viral Hip Hop News? Email me, Sam Ant, at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. Let's go.
I was watching this documentary yesterday. It's an older documentary. They were kind of laying out some of the accomplishments, of Diddy, and I'm kind of sitting back like, damn, like he was kind of trying to do some things, man. He was, really starting to talk about the plight. And I know he got a lot of bad stuff, and he beat up women and drug use and put hits on people and all that crazy shit. But I think, in my opinion, he started to try to use his power and influence, to uplift people on a massive scale. Even like think about the revolt. Like it ain't easy to get your own network.
Nah, it ain't.
A lot of people got it and flunked. He did it successfully, and it's still around. He just don't own it no more. And the name of it is revolt. They did just that. So I kind of started hitting me like, and I was always thinking like this before, but I'm like, damn, like, is there a possibility that he may have crossed the line with somebody somewhere to where it's like, all right, it's time to push the button on this dude. Like, we can't have him trying to do anything that's positive at all. And he was doing a lot of things, a lot of charities, the school he opened up. He was spilled. There was a few interviews out there where he was really talking. Like when I heard him talking, I'm like, that can't be Diddy. I never heard this guy talking like this, like very intellectual, like spitting that shit. Like, yo, like, so all that stuff that we was seeing on the internet and all that party stuff, that was him, but it's a whole nother side to Diddy that I seen when I was watching that. Like, he sounded like he was a damn scholar up there talking. So my question to you, is there any chance that you feel like somebody pushed the button on this dude because he was trying to move in a positive direction and help uplift people?
100% there could be somebody behind the scenes that pushed the button. Why? I don't know. We got to figure that out, man. We really do. Because one thing about Diddy is he's a chronic winner. Like, all that dude knows is how to win. He's a winner. And he don't care who he had to step on. He don't care what he had to do to win. So you figure somebody in that bad mind space, we've seen the results. We're looking at the results live in living color with the sex and the drugs and the manipulation and the abuse. We're seeing what that level of winning can do in a negative way. We also can understand what it could do in a positive way. And if he's out here trying to use his power and use his winning mantra in a positive way, then who's to say Diddy ain't gonna make that shit happen? And if he had to go against some of the greatest to do it, they could look at that man's eyes and knows we can't beat him. But what we can do is highlight his weaknesses, because we know about those.
Wow.
And now we start seeing the ugly truth of who Diddy is on the other side of wanting to win so bad. And that's the manipulative, abusive, disgusting human being that we're getting to see now on this side. So yeah, 100%. We've seen all levels of how bad he wants to win, and we've heard all different kind of stories. And he's the kind of dude that you can't look him in the eye and go. And this is another reason why I'm like, although they may not have much evidence on him, it's clear as day. Every day that goes by, it seems more and more that that's all they have. What if he's still found guilty? That gives me even more reason to think the way that you just alluded to, and the way I'm kind of thinking is they're gonna have to prove to him now you can't win this one. What is that's the ultimate ploy to this is you're not winning this one, dog. We don't know, but it's an interesting conversation. And yes, to answer your question, long story short, hell yeah, it could be that. Hell yeah.
Right. And it's not like, it ain't like it used to be where you had, Eldridge Cleveland, Fred Hampton in the streets on a soapbox. Like that, you can't really get that off no more like that. It's different ways that people are using. I'm not trying to say he's none of them. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm just saying once he makes the conscious choice to start using his power for something positive, then it becomes a problem. As long as you selling liquor to people, you selling all types of, dumb shit, fad style, something that's going to keep people just listening to some bullshit ass music, not trying to do nothing. But remember, you got a Tribe Called Quest, Public Enemy, all these different, groups, that was talking about fighting the power, that was talking about changing things, and and Diddy come in with this whole, I'm a b-boy, money, bitches, hoes, sex, and drugs, and all that. So they understand the influence, they understand the power at the end of the day. But once you start, because remember that form of hip hop, the fight the power, black power hip hop, they got rid of that quick.
Early 90s, gone.
It was like, nah, we can't have this. So anybody after that trying to use their power for anything of a semblance, because I'm telling you, the way Diddy was talking, like, who you think you is?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't, yeah. Like you said, they know this man, like the power that he got, and he's a trendsetter. And not only is he a trendsetter, he's a winner. He gonna win at this shit. Nah, we gotta slow it down. So look, I'll be looking to see if I can piece some more things together. But that's where my mind is kind of going. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but that's where my mind is kind of telling me, like, dang, when I seen that and seen some of his accomplishments, you know, outside of just the normal, just hip hop, you know, shaking your booty, drug shit. I'm like, wow.
See, the thing now is, though, you'll have some people, this is just because this was a great conversation. You'll have some people to go, damn, you're right. But the majority don't even give a fuck because the damage is already done. They've already got that seed that's growing in their head that this dude is who he is. And there is no other side of the pole. There is no other side of the equation. There is no, he could have not possibly done this because all he is bad.
Yeah.
And no one would ever take their mind to actually think of, because who puts themselves in the mind of somebody that's terrible and disgusting and tries to see the other side. And this is what we get criticized for, because we've always tried to, even if we don't personally agree with what's going on, we leak that aside and try to see the other side. And you just did a great job of it, man. And hopefully it can kind of get people thinking. I already know some of them comments, you might be right. But what if? Just think about it.
Definitely.